10 questions with a wedding photographer by wedding photographers for 2023. Last week, over on my Instagram, I posted a simple question. Wedding photographers, ask me anything you want for my next YouTube video. And here are 10 of those questions. No lights, no glitz, just a simple conversation. What changes have you seen in the business since the ending of lockdown? I would say that there's two that I've seen that really stand out. First off, everybody's putting their own spin now on everything. They may are doing backyard weddings. They may have rented a restaurant and just got married and then just had, immediate family come and have a restaurant. They may just know somebody who lives on a farm. A family member lives on a open farm and they're having their wedding over there. So they're just making adjustments to maybe if they had a bigger wedding or whatnot before. A lot of people had problems, if they had to cancel their wedding back in 2020, 2021, they might have to wait now to re-up on the church or re-up on the venue because those places are already booked. So they are putting their spin on everything. I really like it. Every wedding is different now, so that really worked out really well for this past season and actually upcoming into 2023. The other thing that I see that's pretty big is not too many face-to-face meetings anymore in person. It seems like everybody's going to Zoom or we're going to FaceTime. Which is fine. I always recommend seeing each other before booking, seeing each other before having the wedding, but it just seems that they're making their adjustments on that. So those are the two that I see that are a little bit different. Okay, number two, what recommendations do you have to maximize my sales and profits? There is a lot out there, so just getting away just from the actual wedding. Let's move over to afterwards. Are you selling prints? If you're not selling prints, you need to be selling prints. I use a company called Shootproof, but there are plenty out there to use. Albums. Are you selling albums? Why aren't you selling albums? I use a company called Kiss Books. They are both fantastic, Shootproof and Kiss. But again, there are plenty out there for you guys to use. Bride and groom just got their photos and they're all hyped up. They're ready to go, they're ready to spend. They have a place already set out in their living room where they want their photos. They've already been looking into albums and albums that they want. They've been waiting 4, 6, 8 weeks for their photos. They're charged, okay? Let's be honest here. So you absolutely have to offer prints. You absolutely have to offer albums to them. Next, custom USBs and print boxes. These are fantastic. I offer a custom USB, which is actually walnut and it's engraved. Same with the print boxes. They're walnut and engraved. It's such a great heirloom for them to have. It just adds so much more focus on their final product. So custom USBs and custom print boxes. Also, it's a little windy out here today. At the actual wedding, are you guys offering photo booths? If you're not offering photo booths, why aren't you? You're there all day. Okay, you can get there an hour earlier or you can have somebody come an hour early and set up your photo booth. You're gonna be there to man it, you're gonna be there to watch it, you can bring in somebody to take care of the booth, but you're gonna be there all day for that. How come you're not offering photo booths for your bride and groom? I also am now offering a telephone audio guest book. This is gonna be new for 2023. It's all the rage. Look into it, everyone. It's huge. You're gonna be there again all day. Why aren't you offering another product for them? You're gonna be there to watch everything, see everything. Definitely offer those products there. Also guys, bride and groom love you now for your wedding, okay? You need to now offer more, okay? You wanna be their photographer for life. You wanna offer newborn shoots. You wanna offer maternity shoots. You wanna offer family photos. So those are the big ones that I see for you guys to maximize on your sales and prints. Number three, what is that GoPro and arm rig you are using when filming behind the scenes? I get a lot of questions about this, a lot of DMs about it. So what I use is, first off, my camera is a Canon 5D Mark IV. I attach it's an L arm shape that I got at B&H Photo. Okay, and on that arm, for the point of view, I have a GoPro 10, and I also have a Max lens mod. What that does is while you're holding that and taking point of view, when you go horizontal, vertical, it stays straight. So you don't have to do any extra editing to crop that out or whatnot. It is fantastic. I'm going to leave a link in both below. So that's my setup when I'm doing point of view behind the scenes. Number 4, thoughts on switching to a mirrorless system. Yes, I am absolutely switching to a mirrorless system. I don't want to because I use a Canon 5D Mark IV, as I just said. So I'm gonna have to bring in all new equipment here. But the thing is everything is switching now over to mirrorless. The lenses are big and I love image stabilization in my shooting. I don't have to worry about anything. I have that set and it's there. And Canon's not gonna be making any more lenses, I believe, with the image stabilization. Everything now is switching over to mirrorless. That's the way it's gonna have to go. So while I love my 5D Mark IV, yes, I am gonna have to switch over to the mirrorless system this year. Number 5, I've been taking a hit in my business due to inflation. Should I raise my prices? Yes, you should absolutely raise your prices. We are paying now more for everything. We're paying more now for SD cards. We're paying more now for batteries. We're paying more now for cameras and lenses and gas and tolls and everything. So everyone else is raising their prices, right? You go to Amazon and shop, you go to Walmart and shop, you go anywhere and shop. You're buying a new car, you're buying a new house. Everything is raised. Now you're gonna have to raise your prices too. That's just the way it is right now. You cannot take a beating on that, guys. So I plan on doing a few of these from time to time. I think it's a great way to connect. So what I want you guys to do, please, is hop on down to the comments section below. Leave a comment, leave a question for me. Let me know anything that's on your mind for wedding photography, and I'll be happy to put that in my next video. Number 6, this is a good one. What do I say when bride and groom say that they can't pose and aren't photogenic? Yes, you're gonna run into this. Everyone isn't a model, right? Just normal, average, everyday people aren't in front of the camera all the time. You need to really settle everyone down, okay? You need to, what I like to do is when they hit me with that, I like to send bride and groom some poses that I'm gonna want to recreate for the day, just so they can see where we're at with everything. You know, you want to let them maybe practice them at home, let them get them in their mind what we're gonna do. Don't overload them on your wedding day. Okay, don't hit them with 100 different poses. A couple like this, you want to kind of settle them down a little bit. You want to go more quality over quantity in this, okay? Clear everybody out. When you're done your family photos, when you're done your bridal party photos, let them go away. You just want it to be you, your assistant, and bride and groom. You don't want anybody making cracks, laughing, telling jokes, or anything like that. You just want it to be just you guys there. This way you can direct them. Be hands-on with them. Okay, move them around a little bit. Tell them what you want to do. Settle them down. Don't let them laugh. Don't let them tell jokes. You don't want them talking in between things. Let them focus on what's coming in front of them. Try and get it done in about 10 minutes. Keep them calm, like I said, and you'll have good results from that. So yeah, we all run into that again. Everyone isn't a model. Everyone isn't on magazines and everything. Your normal, average, everyday person isn't in front of that camera all the time. Number 7, what are your biggest pet peeves at a wedding? I think I have 2. First off, I think this is common for everyone. Those people taking videos during the ceremony. Don't. Enjoy the wedding, okay? Bride and groom hired us photographers to come in and photo the wedding. Bride and groom hired videographers to come in and video the wedding. Don't be there looking through their ceremony on your phone. It's rude. Honestly, it's rude. Just sit back, enjoy it, take it all in, let the professionals take care of everything. Okay, you know, I always want to go up to everybody, you know, like, hey, how was that video you took a month ago? Have you watched it again? How was that video you took 6 months ago? Have you watched it again? How was that video you took a year ago? Have you watched it again? A bride coming down the aisle? We got all that, okay? You don't have to worry about it. They probably wind up deleting it anyway, and all their photos, they're looking through videos and whatnot. So I love when bride and groom say, hey, this is an unplugged ceremony, put everything away. So that's my biggest pet peeve. My second biggest pet peeve, I guess it has to do with dinner time. Vendors should be served second. Bride and groom should be served first. Right after that, the vendors, the DJ, the photographers, the videographers, photo booth, whatnot, they should have their dinner then waiting for them in another room, okay? And the reason for that is, let's just say that there's 100 people at a wedding. Okay, bride and groom get served, then all the guests get served, then the vendors, okay, now we're gonna miss everything because by the time we're sitting down to eat, people are just getting done their dinner. Okay, now they're gonna start their dancing. They might do their parent dances. They might do cake cutting. It could be anything, okay? We need to be ready once they're done eating. So I would say that that is my second pet peeve. at a wedding, yes. Biggest mistake as a wedding photographer. It's not really a mistake. It didn't really hurt me, but I would say that when I first started, I was going out to meetings 3 times a week, and I would drive a half an hour to a meeting. I would drive an hour to a meeting. I would waste gas. I would waste tolls. I would waste my time. You know, it's not a big deal if you get that signed contract and get that deposit. But if you don't get it and you're going to a few weddings a week, that is taking up your time. It's taking money out of your pocket. So what I started doing after realizing that is all meetings are held at my office. All meetings now are held FaceTime or Zoom or whatnot. I don't go out anywhere and spend money out of my pocket to go to a meeting. You let bride and groom come to you for those meetings. Don't be out traveling and wasting time and wasting money. Especially, you know, you need to be editing, you need to be concentrating on your business. You can't be wasting anything with that. Number 9, how did you get started in wedding photography? Okay, this is a good story for everyone. So let me go back a little bit to about 2012. I was a musician and I was playing in a band, and I personally was playing out about 5-6 times a week. Okay, at that time, things started to drop a little bit. The crowd started to drop a little bit because a lot was going on here in our area. They took smoking out of clubs. Clubs stopped doing bands and they were going to DJs. So I started to see a decline in crowds, and I knew that something was up here. I knew I wasn't going to be able to make a consistent living from this, so I had to go out and I had to find something else. So fast forward a little bit, I was a guest at a wedding, and I just have to be honest here with this story, okay? I was a guest at a wedding, and an older gentleman came in who was the photographer. I would say he was about maybe 65, had a little trouble walking, had a cane. So he came in, right at the beginning of the reception, he sat down at the edge of the dance floor with a chair, had a cane, put it to the side, and he didn't get out of that chair for 4 hours. He took every photo from that chair at the edge of the dance floor. First dances, entrances, parent dances. He did the cake from over there. They brought the cake over to him. Everyone dancing. He did all of that from there. I was kind of shocked, okay? So me, coming from the band scene, you know, I'll go up and I'll ask anybody anything. So I walked up to him at the end of the night. I said, hey, how are you doing? I was just curious. I was interested in getting in photography. I was just wondering how much you made for a wedding like this. And he went on to say that he was friends with bride and groom, so we only charged them $1,600 for the day. I was in shock, to be honest with you. He didn't move out of that chair for that entire wedding reception, got $1,600 for the day. Immediately I went home. I bought a camera, a Canon kit lens I bought. I bought a book from Barnes & Noble, How to Shoot a Wedding, and I put an ad up on Craigslist. We'll shoot your wedding for $300 to build my portfolio. A couple days later, I got a response. They signed up, and a couple weeks later, I wound up shooting that wedding. Now, me, yeah, you know, I had a couple people say to me, hey, you should go out and you should, you know, work as a second photographer for, you know, 6 months, a year, or something like that. That's not how I am. Again, coming from the band scene, when I would go out on a night off to see a friend play at a club, they immediately would bring us up on stage, okay, and just throw a song out at you. And you had to know that song, and if you didn't know that song, you had to somehow get through that. That's just how it was. So that's where I come from. So I didn't second shoot. I didn't do anything like that. I literally just read a book, watched a couple videos up on YouTube, and I just went for it. And I learned as I went. I made, you know, I didn't nail it the first time, there's no doubt about it, but I saw the schedule, how everything went. I took it all in, and then I did another one and another one. And I just kind of got a lot more comfortable with it. I knew what was coming, and I just worked it from there. And I think that's where my style came from as well. You know, I wasn't trained in one style. I kind of took a piece from this. I kind of took a piece from that. I learned as I was going with everything throughout the day, and that's how I made my own style. So yeah, that's my story there. It's a little long, but that's how I got into wedding photography. And to be honest with you, I wish I had gotten into it a long time ago as well. Okay, final question for the day. Do you ever do bridal shows? I have been approached by a local venue and have been thinking of doing one this year. Yes, I do a bridal show. It's called the ACS Bridal Show. If you go back to my first 2 videos here on this YouTube channel, they are about the ACS Bridal Show, my setup and my day and what was involved and everything. So yeah, try and go back and look at that video. But as far as bridal shows coming up, I would recommend only doing bridal show in the off season. What's great about this one is it is in January. So I don't have to miss a wedding in May. I don't have to miss a wedding in June. And this is a big one. It is at the Philly Convention Center. I recommend going to the big ones. This one, there's 3,000 brides, 3,500 brides. I feel that you need to get that all in one weekend, get all your focus in on that. You don't want to be doing that later on in the year. I feel that the smaller bridal shows, the ones at the venues that are, you know, a handful of brides show up, maybe 20, 30, 40 brides, I feel that that's a waste of your time. I don't think you're going to accomplish anything from that. I think you're going to be fighting other people for it. I think you want to go to the big one, you know? Put all your time into it. I think this one, it could run you anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500 for the ACS bridal show. But look in your area. Try and see what works best for you. Again, you don't want to take away time from your wedding season to go to a bridal show, but I think that you want to really focus on this, really put your work into it, into one weekend, okay? And what works best for you. Don't overspend for something, okay? But go to the ones where the bridal show is big, where the one where everybody goes to. I think that's your best bet for that. Okay, so that's everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And again, leave some comments below, leave some questions below, and I will try to get to them for my next video.